Hi guys, how are you? So happy that you could join us here on the Voice It Show. My name is Connie Kireka, and I'm so happy that you clicked to join us today. Today we have something that is new, something that is special, and it has to do with matters of the heart. And something that is born or sort of an innate feeling that most people usually have from the time they are young is a desire to be with somebody, the desire for love, and hopefully one day to end up in marriage. But sometimes these things don't always happen easily. And we do need to look at people who've gone ahead of us, people who have succeeded in one way or the other, and allow them to mentor us, to give us tips, to give us guidance, so that when you're making that decision, or you want to get into that decision, or you get to that point specifically in your life's journey, you will have had some information. And I don't want to take too much of a time. Today we have two special guests, or rather one special guest, because they're a couple and they're here. They've been married for 16 good years. Yes, I said it, 16 good years and counting to go for many more years. We'll have them talk to us, tell us what they think. What are the lessons of marriage? Does marriage work? There's so much negativity going on around, but at the end of the day, we believe it does, but we'll allow them to tell us, how does it work? What's the experience like? How do you choose a partner? That's a question that really affects most of us. So without taking too much of your time, allow us to meet them, meet these exciting new people. Both of them are directors or CEOs in their different careers, but more so today is about finding out matters to do with love and how do you aspire and start off your marriage on the right foot. So let's go over and meet these exciting new people, and I know it'll be value for your time. See you, and let's start our show.
And yes, welcome once again, our dear viewers. As my co-host has said, we are joined here by a very special couple. And just to introduce myself to you, my name is Keith Kinoti, and I'll be your co-host for the show today. Let's get to meet our guests. Karibu sana, Mr. and Mrs. Keremi. Let's get to know you.
Jambo, like you've heard, I'm James Kiremi Kimathi, and with me here is my wife. She'll introduce herself.
I'm Regina Kiremi. He's my husband.
Karibu sana once again, Mr. and Mrs. Keremi. We are so happy that you could join us. And as we know, and I had mentioned to our viewers, you guys have been together for 16 years together. And I think that's a success story. But let's take it from the beginning. How did you meet? How did that transition before we get to say you guys were in the marriage for 16 years?
Thank you, Connie. You mentioned 16 years, but add some 3 more years because our courtship started like 3 years. It's been a journey of
4 years.
4 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I like losing one. I don't know.
Yeah. 4 good years.
4 good years. Of course, like any other man, I believe I was mentally ready to settle. And that's how it started, because she did not look for me, I looked for her. So, and of course, the journey began. Of course, it was not easy because she was young and there's so much, I think, but on my side, I think I knew I wanted someone who want to grow together. So 3 years of courtship, I'll put it in few words, that we knew what we wanted. I knew I wanted to get married, and I knew I wanted to make it work, and the journey began. Yes.
Oh, wow. Yeah. True, like you said, I think we were more friends even before then. We used to do things together naturally. The way you just take your friends and you're there playing tennis. Yes.
Table tennis, actually.
Table tennis together. We used to play table tennis, and I think he got intrigued by this girl who could beat him like forever.
You never won a single.
You never won. So
it was 3 against 7, 3, 4, 7.
So I think that we began there, and for me it was just another person. So I never looked at him like from that angle. We've been in a relationship, because I think, when you're young, you still don't want to commit, or your mind is not even thought about that. So I think we started more so being friends, and then when he came and he expressed interest, I actually told him, give me time, because see, for me, I was looking at him like that friend, that person you can go share with, tell things, but not in a boyfriend girlfriend kind of a manner, But when he came, I think he also took time. Did you?
Actually, she looked shocked. I don't know.
You
Yes.
are friendzone,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but I think I was serious. I knew what I wanted. Just to take you back a little bit, it took me also another 2-3 years from probably a previous serious relationship, because I knew what I wanted. I didn't want to carry baggage into the process of marriage. So she knew actually that she would not find me around here with it's like I had already, there's a quote I learned that God has made all of us as raw materials. What you find and you carve out of it, it's your own business. I had found this raw material and I knew I would carve a wife out of it. And probably later she realized there's a raw material in this guy, which we can work together. But like Regina said, we started as friends. It's very important to us. When everything else changes, the friendship has been the foundation.
Yeah. So it's also very important to know when to move out of the friend zone to the serious thing, And I think I also took time to move from that side to the other side, and now start looking at him like, my boyfriend, as opposed to that friend that I mean, like everyone else who that was my lifestyle. Everyone is my friend. I'm a very free person, and so I didn't have any like, this is him, the other one is no. So all of them there. So when he came, he was straight to the point. I want us to be friends, more like better friends. We lead to marriage, as in he was so straight, like, I want you to be my girlfriend, and not just a girlfriend. Actually, we work something out that will lead to marriage. And that now caught me off guard, because at 19 years, and you're still thinking of, actually it was 18 years, and that guy comes and tells you that you want to work out something straight to marriage. So first of all, I looked at him and I was like, yeah, anyway, yeah. These are the guys that we want to get. I mean, I wouldn't have minded to get married to him. So the only thing is, he was more mature. He looked more settled. He was focused. And I think that's the only thing that every girl wants to hear. That guy who is ready to commit himself to you. As in, you're not there to friend. No, it's straight to the point. Friendship, girlfriend, marriage.
That's nice. But I want people just tell me, where did you meet, first of all? Was it in church? Was it in a restaurant? I mean, this thing's also important to know. And also for you, Regina,
Yeah.
you said he was a friend. And I know many people have friends.
Yes.
Everyone has a friend. And you have that friend who says, I'm interested in you. How did you move him from being friend-zoned to seeing him as a
Potential.
boyfriend? Because those are two different things that happen. And many people struggle. Some people, you could be stuck as a friend zone for years, before you. How did you make that shift quick?
That's a good question. How we met? Of course, I had all these many friends in church, outside church, and she was introduced to us in church. I remember I was pushing so many members to join the church choir. And one of the members said, okay, I can't sing, but I have a younger sister who can sing better. So she was another one introduced into the singing group. And of course, we had a lot of things. I used to train a bit of singing, playing instruments. So that's how we met. She became another member of the youth. And it was interesting because when down the line, when I started now admiring her, I wondered now, people would think this is the only business you do in church. But thank God for one of our ministers who is abroad now. And I shared with him, I was free. And I said, I have feelings for one of the girls here, but I don't know. I don't want. And they said, you'd rather we see you here, then you go out there somewhere else. So if there's someone in your eye,
Go on.
go on. And of course, like we were playing games here, table tennis and other things, I started making my moves. And of course, I knew there was competition. So I did my best and I believe it worked.
So letting her win table tennis was part of the plan.
No, it was not easy. I wanted to beat her, but she was good.
Okay, good to know.
Oh my. Vile Jema amesema, I think there's so much that was happening in my mind at that time because these are guys who, I mean, you play games with, you do all those things. And I think in my mind, serious relationship was the last thing I expected as in Aiko at that time. But when he came, I remember that sister who introduced me to him. Actually, alikuwa ananiambia, na watu wote uko nao, si utafute watu serious kama kina Jemo was one of them. Na kuna jamaa mwingine hapo sitasema for the sake of privacy. So already my sister alikuwa ameshanipea cue ya pande nafaa kuwa naangalia. And then this guy comes off, then I'm like, did they talk? No, but he confirmed later, no, they didn't even have any conversation. I think he saw a girl ready, ready to be a wife. And
So, Liam,
that's how it happened.
When did you say,
yes,
this is it now? When will I move from
there?
Jemo is no longer my friend.
Yeah. Of course, when he came and it was so clear, his mind, his statements was so clear. I don't know whether boys do that right now, but for him, it was so like direct. I don't just want you to be my girlfriend because I know you have many boyfriends. So I want you to be your boyfriend, but we work something towards marriage. That means I needed to shed any other to labalu kuchini to a serious relationship. And that's I told him, no, give me time. Yeah, I just told him, give me some time. I go think about it. And I think also readjust myself and my mind that if I say yes, because I'm the person, if I say yes to something, I say yes to something.
That's it.
Yeah.
And from what you're saying, I can see you're already you're going into the area of how you knew he was the one. So could you, for our viewers, for some of us that are still searching, could you give us tips on how we can know he or she is the one? Yes.
Okay. I say for ladies, when a man comes and tells you straight, as in they're not telling you, they're not proposing, they're saying let's just be friends, but straight up, he knows what he wants. Every woman wants that kind of a guy. I mean, naturally, because I had them, so many, but none was like committed. Nobody was willing to commit themselves, as in to be your life partner from day one. As in, I'm here, yes, we are boyfriend, girlfriend, but for what? We are just hanging out, going to City Park or Uhuru Gardens or, as in Gong Hills, Kwanza Huku, Kupanda Mlima. We do all those things, then what? But there's somebody who came in straight focused and saying, I want us to grow this into marriage. And it took me aback because, of course, like I said, I was a bit young. But when I listened to a guy who wants to, make you your wife. I mean,
who is planning?
And he's not pushing you like it is today, next week. No, it is we work it out. So I think I was sold out, and within 2-3 weeks, I gave him an answer. I was like, yes, I think we can work out something. And that's how our journey began, and we grew with it.
And maybe to add a little bit, for men, you have the upper hand. Of course, I'm not saying it can't be the other way around, but giving you my example, I had already made up my mind. I want to get married. I had so many girlfriends, but I knew someone I want to grow with, not tomorrow, not the day after, like you hear she was young. I knew we were friends. There are a few things we could play games. She would try playing an instrument. There's so much we shared, which I really emphasize. The reason why I would say if you want to know it's the right person, don't look far. Just the people you share a lot. You can laugh, you can easily invite each other for coffee. So if you don't do some of those things, I know now we are too busy for any kind of these things. But it's important from a clique of friends. It's easier because you can resonate easily. So for her, we did around here, there is so much we did together. So I said, out of all these girls, near and far, there is one here we can grow as friends. And also as a man, I had already set the pace that now I'm narrowing down here. I'm no longer trying out. This is a journey now we want to start. Of course, there are a few things we had to agree on. The pillars of life, like spirituality was one of them. Yeah. She was growing by then, but I saw the willingness. And it is supposed to be even the other way around. I knew spirituality is a pillar I can't ignore in a relationship. Because trust, you cannot follow someone
blindly.
It's trust. And the only way you can trust, it's only if you share some few things that I don't see you, you don't see me, but God sees you, sees me. Yeah. You can't police someone.
Yeah.
So she was willing to grow. And of course, I was willing to set that. I am sure when I went that way, everybody else, of course, I rubbed a few girls the wrong way. I didn't know they were expecting me to look that way, but it was very clear. This is where I am now.
Did you rub a couple of guys the wrong way?
Of course. Oh. Yeah, he can tell you. I think some of them came to rub it on his face, Like I think I was interested. Yeah, but I think when we made the decision, and as girls, we take so many things casually, without even knowing they are hurting the guy who is so interested in you. As in already, the relationship is still young, and he needs you to like cut off any other man, cut him off. It is me. And it took almost over a year for that to happen, because I told him, look, I have so many friends, as in we are, and friend zone so many in different parts of the city. So please, you have to let it, shed off naturally. Yeah, otherwise you'll be disappointed if you just come and now here is one, the other one tomorrow comes up, the other one, all those. So I let them go within some time, and he was kind enough to give me that time to shed off that, so that now we can focus on really what mattered. But also as a girl, I wanted to be sure he's also serious. Otherwise I can shed all these others and then I'm left with no one,
I like that honesty, because not many people are able to be frank to their potential partner and tell them, by the way, you're not the only one who seeks interest in me. There are a few, 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe people around me, and it's not easy to just tell people no. These are people's feelings and all that.
Definitely.
I like that at least Kiremi was able to be patient enough and also prove himself, like you said.
Yeah.
So and a follow-up question on the same will be, when do you, as you said, there was a point where you commented that in your life you felt that you were ready to settle down now. That's why you started now, you approached her. Then how was it? A specific time frame, or is it just a change of the mindset? How do you know? How does one know it's time to settle down?
Yeah, thank you, Keith. I think there's no time you will feel you're ready enough, but it's all in your mind. Like, first of all, I want to get married. That's where the journey begins. So the minute you know I want to get married, the journey begins. Then immediately you, like we said, you have to start narrowing down from general friends into someone you share a lot. Then intimacy, it's easier than I see you today and tomorrow I feel like I want to get married to you. If I see you today, then I'm adding you into that list of friends. It means I want to continue engaging with you more.
Yeah.
So that journey begins, and you can never be ready, especially now when people are saying, I want to study more, get, I don't know what kind of a job. What if you're fired? Immediately you get married. So it all begins with the mindset, and then you set a time frame. Like for us, I knew once we are together and seriously in courtship, I started introducing her to my friends, to my family. Of course, they did their groundwork. It's important. We do not want surprises.
It's the natural
So
process.
everybody, if you don't want surprises, also involve. We are Africans. You are because
Families.
family,
Yeah.
so that you will not find. Surprisingly, one of the relatives came to spy to know whether we are from the same. I didn't know. Only to know the person who was sent is from our side. So if it was the daughter, it could be a disaster. You see? So let parents, let friends, relatives know what your intentions are. So that journey, when you start that journey, it's easier, but you can never be ready. But we knew whether I had a job or not, whether she had a job or not, we have started something. So it was just a matter of time when we feel, now do we have what it takes to start the process?
So when your mind
Your
is
mindset.
set, I'm ready to get, whether you're at 21 or 35,
Yes,
it's a mind game.
it's your mind.
Let me just say something just before we move on, because like for me, I think also the community has a role, the church has a role in determining some of these things. We used to have seminars like in high school, and I think the people who are being brought to our high school, see the time that classes have finished exams, you've done your exams, now you're waiting to close. Actually, that is the time that really helped shape me or shape my life, because we used to have those speakers coming to the school to talk about us. And some of them will now come and talk to us about marriage, about preparing ourselves for that afterlife, after school life. And I think, and also the churches, they used to give us seminars for young girls. And so we will go and get prepared for that life. You know, so when he popped up that question, I didn't look at myself as very young to start getting to know the guy. Because again, you've been told, keep on praying for the right person in life. Keep on praying. From when you're 14 years, you're being told, keep on praying for the right person in life. So when that right person comes and you think and evaluate your answers, then you're also able to move on quickly without too many, or thinking you're too young for marriage or too old. And again, also setting goals. Some of us started writing those papers, small papers. I want to have the first child at 25. I want to get married at this age. I want to be done with babies at really, girls don't do those things. Nowadays, I don't know what they do. But then we're being encouraged to have that kind of, see your life through, see your life through,
Setting
like when
goals.
set goals and pray that those goals came true. And lucky for me, I think I just went ticking. Yeah.